Hey YouTube. I again want to jump right into it. A recent conversation led to this vlog, our vlog. Is that how you say it? Whatever. I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, my best friend actually in the world. She is in an interracial relationship with a white man, and he's fairly attractive. And she says she gets, she gets a lot of the hate, and not from black men, and not from black women, but from white women. And I thought, you don't hear about that every day, do you? And she said it's not just coming from, it's not that it's been a one incident or two incidents. This is a few things that are happening, and it's happening on not a consistent basis, but enough that she's now taking notice of it, whether it be a social gathering or an area like a bar, restaurant. She's catching the look and this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. People immediately when she comes on the scene, excuse me, that's my cat. When she comes on the scene, they start talking to their girlfriends, whispering, and then the girlfriend, of course, will look over later. But she's still watching them. And the reason why this was an interesting topic to me is because he's a fairly attractive white man. And I don't think it would be an issue if he wasn't. I don't think it would be an issue if he looked like Drew Carey, or I know one of them is deceased, but there's either it's Siskel or Ebert. I can't remember which one is deceased. I'm sorry. Did my research a little more. But the one that is living is married to a black woman, and the one that is living was the more portly of the two. Or if her companion was way old, I don't think that would be an issue. But because he is, a young guy and does not fit the typical build or description of who you would think would be dating a black woman, that's the issue. And when I say that, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm talking about me personally, what I've known and experienced. I'm talking about if he were like Eminem, or if he was like a radical social activist, just like a rebel without a cause type of dude, you'd be like, oh, okay, like, that makes sense. But he's very, and I don't, but he's pretty like clean cut and just like attractive, but still like regular. And I think that is the issue, because I think just the same with us, I think same thing just with the way it would go with black women, with black people. The way, growing up, we would be like, hey, if, dude is dating a white girl, she better be banging. And not to say that my friend is not, but she's not Western civilization, what you would think of when you think of what would be dating a white man. She's not a Beyonce. She's not Gabrielle Union, Joy Bryant, and maybe not like, not even like Gabrielle Union, but you know what I mean. But she's not typically, what you would think. She's not very fair skinned. She doesn't have, naturally long hair. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Like, I know from my side, when I would say, oh, the girl better be banging, I meant that, growing up, I thought if a black man wasn't with a Vanna White or Brooke Shields, then he wasn't doing it. And even now, recently, when I hear black men talk about people like Angelina Jolie and Pamela Lee, I'm like, okay, I can understand Angelina Jolie, but Pamela Lee? No. So that's what I mean, from what people expect when they see other races interracially dating. They expect, certain things, and we have all ascribed to, we can't help it, to what, you know, is perceived as beautiful, which is perceived as attractive. And I think that this has a lot to do with it as well. One, if you weren't so attractive, and two, if she were very fair skinned and had, you know, crazy exotic features and didn't look all, you know, black, then, or all African, then it wouldn't be so much of an issue. But because she is, or she doesn't rather, people are like, that doesn't make sense. Like, what's going on? They're interested. They got to know what more. And think about it. If Brad Pitt were with a Kerry Washington or a Sanaa Lathan, think about it. Zac Efron with Ashanti or Monique Coleman, his other co-star, as opposed to Vanessa Hudgens or Hutchins. Think about it. Or Orlando Bloom with Joy Bryant or with the Gabrielle Union. You know, you follow me? Because even when I'm looking at that new song with Alicia Keys and the guy from the Stripes, on that YouTube video, I couldn't believe some of the racist things that were being said. And this is a woman who is half white. You know, she's half black, she's half white, and there were some pretty horrible things being said. And of course, when you go click on the people's names, they don't have any profile pictures or anything like that. Good going, people. But that is a very real thing, white woman hate. And that's not talked about a lot. You always hear about sisters with their attitudes and, you know, black women with these bad, you know, takes on interracial relationships and with being mean or cruel. And Mean Girls might have opened the door for it so you could see it more. But white women say some pretty mean things when they can say some pretty mean things anonymously. And, you know, I've been in situations where I've overheard things. Or one friend in particular, not friend, coworker in particular, she didn't know that I had her email, access to her email. And I saw what she emailed, not only about me, but other people in our office. And this girl, young woman talking with her, was sweet and, you know, seemed like she didn't have a problem in the world. Her email just said some very, and I'm not saying they were like, you know, racial slurs, but they were just some very interesting things about black women. Oh, thank you so much to my new subscribers. I have been working so hard on the Barack Obama campaign, but I definitely wanted to get that in there. Thank you so much. And for all the personal messages that I haven't responded to yet, I will get to them. But thank you all so much for coming on, watching, subscribing, commenting, emailing, MySpacing, YouTubing, texting. Thank you. And until next time, feel free to comment, post, BlackBerry me, MySpace me, subscribe, comment, add me as a friend. And thanks for listening. And let me hear your thoughts.